Unprecedented changes in climate are taking place on Earth today, and if continued without taking action to reduce it, life on Earth will without imagination be unbearable by 2100. Over the millennia, the Earth's climate changed little due to the unsophisticated simple life of people led with no industrialization. They cooked their food in water, cultivated an abundance of veggies, domesticated animals like the cattle and the goats for milk supply. Dung produced by them were used as organic fertilizers. Transport from A to B was walking or traveling in carts. Unlike today, moving about in vehicles using fossil gases as petrol, causing more carbon emissions. The people with increased population over 5 billion today has tripled in the past 70 years, are using fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas to generate electricity, run vehicles and other forms of transport and power manufacturing industries. We are consuming more products from animals, and these animals release another pollutant called methane. All the gases we create are in the air, and when sunlight gets into the Earth's surface, some of the heat gets trapped and the planet gets warmer. This is referred to as greenhouse effect. The planet has been getting warmer at a much faster rate, with more intense storms, with longer periods of drought due to human-induced emissions of greenhouse gases, resulting in the drastic changes of the weather patterns. Drought is a hidden global crisis that risks becoming the next pandemic if countries do not take urgent action on water and land management and tackle the climate emergency, the UN has said.
California is living through some of its driest years in a century.
Mami Misitori, the UN Secretary General's Special Representative for Disaster Risk Reduction, said, "Drought is on the verge of becoming the next pandemic, and there is no vaccine to cure it. Most of the world will be living with water stress in the next few years. Demand will outstrip supply during certain periods. Drought is a major factor in land degradation and the decline of yields for major crops." The earth will get warmer, and that is not the concern, but it is happening far quickly. The world is about 1 degree hotter than the pre-industrial times, that is around 1800. According to the UN, if the temperature increases by 1.5 degrees centigrade by the year 2100, it is acceptable. But the problem today is the speed of warming. It has already hit 1.5 degrees in only 10 years, and we must take action to slow this process. Otherwise, we all end in catastrophe during our lifetime.
Flattened and businesses destroyed. The death toll simply isn't known yet. The president of Vanuatu has called Cyclone Pam a monster. And on road after road, there's evidence of the terrifying impact of the fierce winds.
It's just very frightening. You don't know what to do. It makes you panic and not really know if I could face another day.
The Earth is trapping nearly twice as much heat as it did in 2005, according to new research described as an unprecedented increase amid the climate crisis. Scientists from NASA, the U.S. Space Agency, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reported in a study that Earth's energy imbalance approximately doubled from 2005 to 2019. The increase was describing as alarming. The rate of storms, flooding of countries, and droughts in between are seen and already causing problems to normal life of people. People will not have sufficient food, there will be water shortages, and the droughts have been already there for over 10 years being experienced in many countries. Ice sheets in the Arctic and Antarctic are melting. Sea levels are rising about 3 millimeters each year, and seawater expands as the temperature gets warmer. This will cause island nations in the oceans to disappear. A good example quoted is Maldive Islands. The ban on petrol and diesel car sales by 2030 will bring a complete end to sales of all new petrol and diesel powered vehicles. This will be reduced with more electric vehicles being on the roads in the future with zero emissions. The change to electric cars can help keep our towns and the world clean and improve the air quality in urban areas. During the last century, coal dug from the earth became the energy provider for human living styles. The ancient people used wood fires to keep them warm. The wood came from plants that grew that through energy obtained through photosynthesis. Photosynthesis removed the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Today, with deforestation, with less photosynthesis, there is creation of carbon dioxide, giving more greenhouse effect. Tropical forest trees, like all green plants, take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen during photosynthesis. When trees are cut down and burned over, allowed to rot, their stored carbon is released into the air as carbon dioxide. What are greenhouse effects? Greenhouse effect is a natural occurrence that allows our planet to maintain a temperature suitable for supporting life of all living beings. It is like air conditioning your house for comfortable living. If the air conditioner is switched off during the winter season, the house gets cold. Likewise, without the greenhouse effect, the temperature of the earth would be approximately minus 18 degrees centigrade above the temperature at the North Pole. How does the climate change affect human health? From prolonged droughts and to dangerous warming of the planet will affect the health of humans. Climate change is impacting our communities in our backyards right now, says Amir Sapkota, a professor at the Maryland Institute for Applied Environmental Health. Citing health threats posed by climate change, more than 70 major medical groups in the U.S. released a call to action in June 2019, declaring climate change a true public health emergency. Jonathan Petts, MD, MPH, Director of the Global Health Institute at the University of Wisconsin, is an expert on climate change and public health. His view is so important that people recognize that climate change is about our health. There are so many pathways through which climate impacts our health. Heat will exhaust us, and our cognition and well-being will be affected. When the days are getting hotter, you may not feel like participating in sports and other physical activities. Heat stroke and exhaustion, heat-related illnesses due to heat stress will affect if you suffer from cardiovascular disease and others. It is stated that there will be an increase of premature deaths a result of rising temperatures. There will be more respiratory illnesses due to gas emissions and atmospheric pollutions. The World Health Organization has estimated that air pollution is responsible for about 7 million deaths a year worldwide, and found that reducing the burning of fossil fuels could avoid 2.5 million premature deaths each year by 2050. Hope this video talk was useful. Stay safe and goodbye for now.